Yo, what's up guys? So we're back with another video about basic Linux commands. So let's get right into it. For those of you who are new to Linux and the terminal, this might not make a lot of sense starting out with, but as we begin to use the commands later on in this video, you'll be able to see how everything works together. So ls, the first navigation command listed, is to list the files in the current directory. A directory is a folder for other files or other directories, similar to like how folders are in Windows. To change directories, we do cd and then the directory name. And then we have different options we could add to cd, which could be the dash or the tilde. The dash goes to the previous directory, and the tilde goes to the entire file system. To show the current directory, we do pwd, which shows the current directory that we're in. And to execute commands as root, we do sudo and then the command. Root is the user with all the permissions on the host, which could modify or customize anything to their liking. The whoami command shows the current user, whether it's the root user or the normal Linux user. Next we have the file commands. So these file commands allow you to edit and create files or remove files. So touch is creating a file without editing it or modifying it in any way. To modify it, you use the command nano. And then if you want to remove the file, you do rm and then the file. And then you could also create directories through the terminal through mk directory or make directory and then the directory name, or remove the directory, which is rm directory name. Here we have our miscellaneous commands. So the miscellaneous commands help you navigate through the terminal and explore commands and their options. So our first command is man and then the command. This outputs the manual for the command. This is also like the option tac help, which lists the options for the command and what else you can do with the command. So if you're stuck in a program, you could press Ctrl C to stop running the program, Ctrl L to clear the terminal, and then copy and paste is just like normal copy and pasting, except you need to add shift in there too. This will all make sense later when we go over it in Kali Linux. To see how these commands normally work, you want to open your Kali Linux machine. If you haven't installed the virtual machine, you want to check out the virtual machine video I created earlier. So to open the terminal and get started, you either press open terminal here by right-clicking on the desktop, or you could press this little black box. Either one works just fine. For our first command, ls, this is what it looks like. So you type in ls, and then it lists all the directories you could go to. So then to find hidden files, you could add ls tac a, which shows all the files, which gives you a lot more files as well. So then to go into one of these files, you do cd, and then for example, desktop. And then once you type in enough of the directory for the computer to realize it's desktop, then you could just hit tab as a quick way. So enter, and then now we're in desktop. We could list the directories, and then we see none in there. So then to go back a directory, we do cd and then dash, and then we're back to the last directory. So say we wanted to go back to the original directory, we do cd and then this tilde. The tilde is next to the one on the keyboard. Enter, and then we're back to the original place we started. If we're not sure which directory we're in, such as if we cd, let's say music, and then this terminal doesn't show music, we could do pwd, which shows the direct file path we're in. If we want to execute a command as a root user, we do sudo and then the command, or alternatively, we could do -i and then we type in the password for Kali, And then now we have root access to the system, which basically gives us rights to do anything. Moreover, if we're not sure what user we're logged in as, we could just type in who am I, and then it shows, for this case, root. So moving on to file commands, our first file command is touch, which creates a file. So to do this, you do touch and then the file name, which in this case would be example, enter, and then to see the directories or where our example file is, we do ls, and then we see it right here. In order to modify our example file, we could do nano example, and then this brings up the interface where we could modify it. So if we put text in here, example, and then to save it, we do Control X and then yes. And then as you can see, if we nano example again, it's all saved in there. Additionally, if you wanted to just write out the file in the terminal, we could do cat example, and it lists out all the text as well. To remove the file, we just do rm example, and then it removes the file. So ls, and then it's gone. We can also create directories. So in order to do this, we do mkdir, which is make directory. We could do test as the directory name, test, and then this directories, and then we could go into test, cd test, change directory test, and then here we are in test. And then to go back, we do cd tilde, and then if we wanted to remove the test directory, it's rm directory, and then test like that. Moving on to our miscellaneous commands, our first command here is manual, which is man, and then for example, a command we could put is touch. So then this outputs a nice visual of what we could do with the command. If we don't care for the visual, we could do touch help, which does the same thing, but not as nicely written. And then to clear the terminal, we do Control L. So that's what that looks like. And then copy and paste is Control Shift C and Control Shift V. So we want to copy and paste that just like that. That concludes this video. I hope you found it helpful.